Hi there, and welcome to Dubai. Dubai as an airport, as the city, and Emirates as an airline are all uniquely intertwined in a way that we really don't see that often. And so, today's installment of my Roots and Hub series is really about the three of them, and the story of how, apparently, you can have your cake and eat it too, redefining what a hub actually means. I'm transiting to an Emirates flight to Lahore. I knew I wanted 2 stops in Pakistan, and I knew I wanted to leave the country from Karachi. So between Emirates flights to Lahore and Islamabad, this one just fit the best at the charming hour of 3 a.m. I landed in Terminal 1 and needed to make my way by an airside shuttle bus to Terminal 3, the backbone of Emirates network, which is split into 3 concourses. They're all connected underground though. The 3 together form the single largest airport terminal on Earth, coming in at a whopping 18.4 million square feet of floor space. A number which, when it's that high, really doesn't mean anything for non-commercial architects at least. So in comparison, Doha's Hamad International Airport, 7.8 million square feet. Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi and Hong Kong's Terminal 1, each around 6 million square feet, a third. Before we start measuring everything though, I'm Kevin, the Flip Flop Traveler. If there's one thing that I want you to know about my videos, it's that my opinions are honest and my own. If you'd like to know more about the channel and how I do things, scan the QR code or click the link in the description to learn more. Have a look around the channel, there are hundreds of airline and hotel reviews to enjoy. This Super Gigante Mega Hub Trip Report starts now. I'd already checked in for my flight, but I wasn't able to have a mobile boarding pass since someone needed to verify my visa and onwards ticket from Pakistan, so I headed up to the very efficient and friendly transit desk. When asked about my flight number to leave Karachi, I said PA110. The agent looked up at me and just said with a smile, "Oh, Air Blue?" Now there's a simple and effective way of making me question all of my choices that day. Quickly enough, I had my boarding pass in hand and I was released into the shopping mall that is Dubai International Airport. By international passengers, this is the busiest airport on Earth. Last year they had 86.99 million people pass through, all of them international of course. Dubai's first airport was built in 1937 in agreement with Imperial Airways. At the time they had a once weekly flight to Karachi, with service expanding in the 1940s with BOAC. Over the years it became the centerpiece of the Horseshoe Route, the kangaroo route's distant and introverted cousin. The Horseshoe Route operated in the early 1940s and connected Auckland and Sydney with Durban, South Africa. This airport, where we are now, first opened in 1960 and had its first major expansion when Terminal 2 was built in 1998, followed by Terminal 3 in 2008. Here, it really is a case of build it and they will come. Or well, build it and create 2 airlines to fly everywhere and they will come. Something like that. With the airport's staggering 264 destinations on 96 airlines, they might be doing something right. I'm flying economy today, so I don't have lounge access with my ticket. I used Priority Pass to access the Marhaba Lounge, which was honestly a lot nicer than I was expecting, with a decent selection of food and plenty of space to sit. Through the investment fund of Dubai, the Emirate has 2 airlines, Emirates and Fly Dubai. Emirates began flying in October of 1985, initially to Karachi and Mumbai using aircraft from Pakistan International Airlines. In the early years, they were growing at a breakneck speed of around 30% annually. Nowadays, they're an all-wide-body airline, until very recently only flying A380s and 777s, though A350s are now being added. They have 249 planes in their fleet, with 305 more on order. They currently operate more than half of the world's A380s. Many have wondered over the years why Emirates never joined an alliance, one of the major 3 alliances, and frankly I think it's clear why. They kinda are their own alliance. They fly to 152 destinations in 74 countries. And while Fly Dubai is managed independently of Emirates, we can add their 124 destinations in 53 countries to the list. Why all of these numbers though? Dubai is the modern day poster child for a global spoken hub airport. There must be 10,000 YouTube videos out there. Why did the US carrier never order the A380? And you could broaden that to why don't US carriers really have that many high capacity jets at all anymore? And the answer is really simple. Their business model is the opposite of Emirates. Carriers such as United focus on frequency and point-to-point flying. Emirates, on the other hand, assumes that you'll need 2 flights to get where you're going, and they filter you through their hub, relying on efficiency rather than frequency. As we walk among this sea of people transiting in the middle of the night, in the middle of the desert, it would be helpful to know what's next. Despite the fact that this terminal has been expanded multiple times and is only like 15 years old, at certain times of the day, it is woefully apparent that Emirates is quickly outgrowing it. If you take a look at the full airport, there's really nowhere to expand. But did you know Dubai already has another airport? Al Maktoum International Airport, on the other side of the city. Currently, it's mostly a cargo hub and hosts a variety of leisure passenger airlines in one small terminal. Fairly recently, though, the master plan for Al Maktoum's full development was revealed. And when I say it's big, I honestly thought there were typos in the press release. The plot of land at 27 square miles is 5 times the size of the current airport. The government plans to build a new hub for Emirates and Fly Dubai that will handle between 160 million and 260 million passengers per year. Here's the part where I thought it was a typo though. The airport will have 400 gates. When I looked at the rendering, this one that you can see right here of the concourses, the scale is so hard to imagine that my eyes tricked me. I thought that each of these was one gate, but no, each of those is a pier. "400 gates. For reference, Atlanta has 193, O'Hare 183, Dubai currently has 94. It's kind of an upgrade. Oh, and it's due to be fully functional within 10 years. Okay, time for what may have actually been one of the most uncomfortable flights I've had in a long time. Getting into the gate itself was a bit chaotic, with boarding passes and visa checks happening at the gate for each passenger. Eventually, we began boarding by very strictly enforced zones, which I did give the gate staff credit for doing really well, even if I was in the last zone. As we head down the jet bridge, let's take a look at tonight's flight stats. This is my first time flying Emirates in economy ever, and the first time that I've flown a 777 in a 343 configuration on the channel, something that I generally actively do my best to avoid. We were warmly greeted and directed as we stepped on board, passing through the dated business class cabin, which I've reviewed before. This is not the newest version of their economy seat, but so far, things were looking pretty smart. The plane was clean as a whistle, and it was all fine and dandy until you sit down. Now, to the 83 of you that will leave comments talking about how 343 isn't that bad, well, I genuinely congratulate you. Free of sarcasm. Because I wish it could be comfortable for me. I'd save a lot of money flying long haul. But for the rest of us, dear Lord. So there are a couple of things that make it particularly not wonderful. And I'm not even going to talk about the seat width, that's just a given. First, because these are an older generation seat, the armrests are the old chunky style ones. Every millimeter counts here. Second, there's just so much stuff. I mean, I have my carry-on to go under the seat in front of me. I have a pillow, a blanket, headphones. You're thinking, wait, is he really complaining about having amenities in economy? Well, I guess, yeah, kinda. There's simply no room to put them anywhere. If it was nice and cool on board, perhaps this wouldn't have felt as much like a claustrophobic fever dream. Lastly, something rarely mentioned in this layout, simply how close the window seats are to the actual wall. When you move the seat an inch closer to the wall, your shoulders don't get an inch narrower, so yeah. What I won't do though is discount how otherwise their seat is truly a great seat. Conveniently placed outlet, big bright entertainment screen, controller, cup holder, adjustable headrest, it truly does have it all. "343 has been a thing on Emirates for a very long time. They essentially pioneered the seat in 2005, long before the world collectively freaked out when Cathay installed them in 2016. We pushed back and had a pretty quick taxi to the runway for a beautiful and clear takeoff. That, along with the airport stats, is coming up next. A standard economy-style pillow was on offer, along with a thin fleece blanket, because when I think of the desert, I think of fleece. Very shortly after takeoff, the in-flight meal was served. I honestly didn't really know what to expect at 3:30 in the morning. I was genuinely shocked at the sheer weight of this tray. On offer was beef with rice or a masala omelet. I went with the beef. I won't get into it too much more, but this tray is like a microcosm of the seat. Way too many things packed into one tiny little place. Anyway, once I could actually take stock of what was here, it was all really good. The beef dish was flavorful and tender, and the rice was cooked well. On the side, we had a decent roll, a tasty bowl of corn, and a fruit medley. Overall, the meal was coming in at a 8.1 out of 10. Filming in these seats was a very unique challenge, honestly, with no elbow space whatsoever. I'm curious how much better or worse it will be when I fly Cebu Pacific's A330neos next year. I'm guessing worse. I'm guessing a lot worse. As for the in-flight entertainment, you would be very hard-pressed to find a better system out there. The selection is really just endless. I think in my last Emirates video, I mentioned that there were something like 4,000 titles on offer, plus the exterior camera and a really good moving map. When we boarded, we each had a pair of decent headphones as well. Better than decent actually, considering this is just a 3-hour economy flight. As we crossed into Pakistani airspace, the sun began to rise with a beautiful effect. Service on board was very smiley, friendly, and efficient. It's clear that Emirates has short, wide-body flight service down to an absolute science. If you're enjoying the video, please go ahead and click that like button. Clicking that button and subscribing really is the best way to support a channel at no cost to you. If you're looking for lots more information about my travel in general, weekly posts, advanced itineraries, travel advice, and the like, I'd invite you to check out my Patreon or YouTube channel memberships. I'll let you enjoy the sunrise and descent into Lahore. The airport stats are coming up. And welcome to Lahore. Not something I imagined I'd be saying a few years ago. So, Emirates in economy. Without hesitation, I would fly them on short or medium haul routes on their A380s or maybe A350s. But these 777s are a hard, and I mean a hard pass. Pick any low-cost carrier A320 seat out there, literally any one of them, I'd rather sit in that than these seats. That said, Emirates has a compelling product for a short flight. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video today. If you did, be sure to click the like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on my twice weekly videos. I'll see you next time on what was really one of the better low-cost flights that I've ever had. Fly Jinnah from Lahore to Karachi. Oh, and as always, thanks for watching until the end.